Okay, so starting shading around the eye, really slowly, always checking the reference to make sure you don't go over the highlights, just to make sure you do it like really clean and slowly. Doing a small shading here, just underneath the front of the eye. Don't want to make it too much, because then it will look like the person is older. I'm doing just a little bit more there, because I want to be sure when it heals I will still have some shading there, not fade out completely. Moving on to the shading above the eye, getting that dark area between the nose and the eye, just underneath the eyebrow, but also taking my time and building up so I don't have a rough edge. Shading a little bit here also, but making sure I leave that spot untouched where is the highlight above the eye. Moving on to the other eye, just do what you did on the other one, the same shades and the same tones. That's how when it heals it would look the same. And try being extra careful with the details, so you have like a symmetry between the two of them.
following the same steps at the right eye, getting the edge of the iris and the eyelids and eyebrows first, and then moving on to the shadows.
I always try to keep the reference of the portrait really close to my sight, so I don't have to turn my head, just take a quick peek while I'm working in some area and don't know exactly how much shading to do there. Also, I keep another one with darker contrast.
I usually have the reference on an iPad because the picture is really clear. Before I had it printed, but I didn't have such a good printer, and I lose most of the contrast and the details and the clarity because of the poor picture.
Getting full black in there, packing it all up. I like how it's coming all together now.
After I finish the second eye with all the details, all the shading around it, I just take a step back and just look at the tattoo. Just try to see any difference between the photo and the tattoo. I'm looking at all the small details, but mostly I focus on seeing if the shadows are on the same contrast as in the picture.
You can see how the edge of the hair looks like, from dark to where the highlights would be. Just trying to do the same on both parts and try to have it even. Continuing with the soft strokes with full black ink. The 5 liner works just great for this. I think 7 would be too thick and wouldn't get the same results. Between the hair and the forehead, I will have a small gap that I will fill after with the soft shading as shadow from the hair. In the eyes, only use white for the highlights in the pupil, then maybe a little on the eyelids, but never put white on the both sides of the pupil. That makes the eye look flat and removes any depth that the highlight in the pupil creates.